Welcome to this presentation on understanding your niche and how to find your perfect customer. Now, why is this important? Why is it important that you take the time to specifically think about your niche as a therapy business, but also who is the perfect customer for your organization? Well, what we want, ideally, or hopefully you want the same, is that you want your business to be successful. You want happy customers. You want a happy team and have customers in your organization that your team like to work with. But also we want to avoid those awkward customers where actually your organization isn't right for them. We want to avoid people that are going to come in and unhappy with the service that you're delivering because they're looking for something different. And most importantly, what we want from every customer to come through, or client or patient or whatever language you choose, is to get positive outcomes for each and every one of those people walking through your doors. Now, marketing, we all know, is a really important aspect of any business, but it takes time, it takes energy, and it costs money to do. And we want to attract the people that we want to work with. And that should be the aim of this presentation and going forward, and start to think about this as we go through. We want to attract the right customers who relate to our methodology. So for those of you that are more hands-on style therapists, or those of you that are more rehab-based therapists, you want to be attracting the customers that you want to work with and they're going to be suited to your methodology of working. So during this presentation, I want you to take the time to use the resources available, pause the video, make some notes. But the most important thing is to take part in the activities that we're going to talk through. So let's just think about our customers. What are the customers thinking when they are looking to use a therapist, a physiotherapist? You know, trust is going to be a massive aspect of that, in the sense of, can a patient, can a customer trust you and your organization? They're going to be thinking, can they actually solve the issue that I've got? And also there's this human thing of going, are they like me and do they think the same as me? So all of these aspects are really important when we're starting to think of the world that, or the view of the world that a customer or a potential customer has of you and your business. Now for me, there's two strategies of finding the ideal customer, or not, as the case might be. Strategy number one is to throw a load of jelly at the wall. Now this comes from The Jelly Effect, from a fantastic book by Andy Bounds. And basically what he says is the fact of, you know, if we want to try and get a customer, we can throw a load of jelly at a wall and just hope that some sticks. And what we see with a lot of therapy marketing is they just post loads of random stuff about injuries, but without really thought or into it what they're actually looking to attract and who they want in their business, hoping that the right person's just going to walk through the door. You know, now for some of you, you know, that might be what you want to do. My advice is we look at strategy number two. And strategy number two is about being targeted in your messaging and having a very focused plan. And the key thing that we need to consider is, what is the issue that a customer wants you to solve? And what I mean by this is, what are they looking to get from your organization? And it's not just about get rid of pain, diagnose what's going on. It might be more than that. It might be giving them the freedom to get back to the exercise class that they love. More the fact of, because their exercise class is where they go with their friends and family, or is where they can go to let off from steam, get away from the kids. So actually it's more than just the pain. It's about giving them that choice back, being part of their local community back. It might be that someone wants to spend their downtime in the garden gardening, but for whatever reason they can't do that because of whatever injury they've got, if it's a knee or a back problem. So actually giving them the skills, the strength, the knowledge to be able to spend their time and effort and energy in the garden doing the things that they love might be really what they want to do. It might be that actually as we grow older, all they want to do is just enjoy life a bit more, and you give them that confidence to allow them to do that. So it's important as you start to consider who your customer is, that what does your business and what does your organisation actually do to solve the problems that are helping or affecting them in the way of their lives. Now we've heard about this niche. No, and there's two ways of thinking, isn't there? There's the one of, well, if I'm a generalist, then I can attract everybody. But we've highlighted before, that could be just like throwing jelly at the wall and hoping that the right customer comes through. Or thinking about actually what is your niche. And what I mean by this is, I want to think about these three questions. What is your point of difference? What makes you stand out? And how does it solve the issues that you know people have got? So think about this. This is the time now where I would pause the tape and just jot this down, the first thing that comes into your head. What is your point of difference? What makes you stand out from the crowd or your local competitors? And what is it in your organisation that you can solve? What issues can you do? So just take the time and make a load of notes. Okay, so hopefully you've written some stuff down and you've got some ideas. So let's move on. I wanted to think about now is that one customer who you really enjoy working with. Let's picture them. Okay? So for some of you, you'll have that straight away. Maybe someone's recent, maybe someone in the past. But think of somebody that you really, really enjoyed that journey from start to finish. That you achieved a great outcome, even changed their life. You know, I always refer to, in my time, that one of the things for me as a therapist, I had the opportunity to change lives. I still do. And I can go roll off names after names after names of people where along the way, I helped support them on a journey to improve their life in one way or the other. So who is the perfect customer in your world? What do they look like? They might even have a name. So what I wanted to do now is I wanted to just, again, in a minute, pause this and write down the names of the customers that you've most enjoyed in your journey and why. It might be that your methodology matched theirs. It might be that every session they did the rehab. Whatever it was, what was the reasons why that was most enjoyable for you? And now I want to think about, so hopefully now you've written some good stuff down, you've got loads of content, the cogs hopefully are going. Now think about all the points that you've written down and what message that you could be then putting out in your marketing that gives clarity to all the customers out there, potential customers, so you get more of those perfect customers. So what was the things that you solved in those perfect customers worlds? What are the things that you enjoyed most? Because they give some clear messaging of what you should then be posting to help you attract more people like that. So again, pause this, stop, think about the points that you've already highlighted and write down some key messages, the point of differences that you've had in those perfect customers that really make them stand out for you. That if you then posted that on your social media or on your website or in your blogs, gives clarity to the customer exactly what you are and what you offer. Now, this slide is just a nice little overview of how we will write a persona. Now, in marketing terminology, This is just the ideal or perfect customer. They're just called personas. Now for me, if you're anything like me, when I do this, I give them a name and I also put a picture. So as you can see here, these are just pictures of the ideal customer. So what do they look like? So what I'm going to ask you to do now is do this exercise. Now for you, use the names that you've already got down and maybe these become your personas. And for this exercise, this might change as your business develops and grows, or as you kind of evolve throughout your business. But just for now, think about the average age of that perfect customer that you enjoy working with, the kind of demographic, what kind of background they've got. Think about the level of income. Where do they sit? How much do you think they earn? What kind of jobs do they do? But think about what were their goals? What did they come to you for in the first place? Was it a performance goal that they were trying to run a 5K faster? Were they trying to run a marathon? Or was it that they were doing a marathon but actually didn't want to get injured, so they're more of a preventative style? Or was it for general well-being, that they know they're getting a bit older, they know that they feel, in their words, a bit more creaky and a bit more aches and pains and just wanted some help and advice on what they could be doing so they didn't turn into what I would call their mum or dad who's had a hip replacement or whatever? How did that preventative and well-being general thing? And then maybe think of what behaviours they've got. What are the kind of things they like to do? And what kind of social media profiles they might use? Do you think they're going to be more likely to be on LinkedIn? Do you think they're more likely to be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? Whatever you choose that you're going to be using, where do you think your customer, your ideal or perfect customer, where do you think they'll be? So again, all I wanted to do with the customers you've got, let's start defining these. Let's start actually writing this down of age ranges, but be quite specific. So they might be 55 female, 55 grand, looking to not become the mum and dad, but thinking about trying to do a 10K. They'd be doing a few Race for Lives at 5K and listen to pushing it to 10K. Or they want to try and beat their friends. You know, think about they've got a couple of kids that are on the school runs, all those kind of things, and normally and generally they're on Facebook. Just have a go at this exercise. So again, pause the tape and write some ideas down. Now, as a business, we've got to use data. Now, data helps us, one, see if our marketing's working. So the idea is we need to be using some analytics and we've got to be making sure we're jotting things down. So one of the things we need to be thinking about is, one, when the people are coming in, these customers are coming, are we recording exactly where they've come from so we can see if our marketing is working, i.e. they're seeing it and they're buying our products and want to come and see us from that. And then we've got to think about what we call our journey length. And this is how many times they come to visit you. Because what this then does is tell us what their average spend is in your business. Now, if you've seen our KPI presentation, this will talk about this and talking about as a return on investment. Because whatever your marketing you do, if it's your buying, if you're using Facebook ads or Google ads, or it's just your time, effort and energy for you to write a post or write a blog and get it out there, that's still time and there's a cost to your time. So you need to be making sure that actually what you're doing is getting a good return. But then also, once you've done a good job, ask for feedback. Ask the customers to go through them, you know, customer satisfaction surveys, feedback, all these kinds of things are a good way of confirming the success. That one, you're attracting the right people into your organisation, but actually they're enjoying the journey too. And one of the ways to know if they enjoyed the journey is to create some what we call social proof, which is just get a testimonial. Now, if you're going to be using testimonials, make sure you're posting these, because then that feeds that marketing back in. So the key point of this is, if you are going to do any marketing and you are going to spend the time, effort and energy to post stuff, please, please, please look at the results. There's loads of tools that you can do, from using Google Analytics on your website, or even just making down on your CRM system who's come in and understanding how many times they come with you. So finally, let's think about this. What we really want to be doing is understanding how well this goes and how well you are nailing your personas and how well we are marketing to our perfect customers. So once you've done that, I want you to think about creating a marketing plan. From the marketing plan, you're going to action it. And the idea is that then from there, you're going to start to get inquiries. From those inquiries, we can then do our consultations, we can achieve good outcomes with our customers, and they can write some great testimonials and some nice things about us, which then feeds back to our marketing. So it becomes a full loop.